Hello everyone, welcome to the J72 Gaming channel. My name is Jacob, you can just call me Jay here. Today I want to take a first impressions look at the new game Animalia, recently released to early access on Steam. Now as someone who plays a whole heck of a lot of survival games, I'm curious to see how this one stacks up and where it plans to go from here, and generally, how much fun this game is to play. We will first take an overview look at the game, then we'll dive into some live gameplay, and we'll follow it up with some pros and cons, so timestamps down below for each section if you want to skip ahead. Alright everybody, so sit back, kick back, and go grab a snack as we dive into Animalia and give it a quick review. Animalia describes itself as a realistic nature simulator where you can play as carnivores, omnivores, and herbivores in a multiplayer ecosystem. We as players will have to manage our thirst and hunger of our creatures while growing up to adulthood, we'll find a mate, and create a family of our own. Currently, only lion, leopard, gazelle, and rhino are available in survival with a complete growth system, but sandbox mode has many more such as elephants, vultures, hippos, and more. With many choices to play though, let's dive into the live gameplay section of this video and get a hands-on experience with survival mode first, and then sandbox. Alright guys, so welcome into the live gameplay portion of this video. So I think today we're going to try the one carnivore and then we're going to try one herbivore because it looks like we've got a lion, a leopard, a gazelle, and a rhino to try. So honestly, I'm thinking lion and rhino would be pretty fun to play. Let's go ahead and start as a lion, and you know what, let's be a lioness. Those are the ones who usually end up fighting. This is kind of weird. I'm like trying to zoom in on my character here, but it's a little bit odd. Here we go. Okay. Whoa. A little bit too low there. All right, so let's see what we can do here with the skins here. Actually, you know what? Let's change to male because I think I want to see the mane grow as it goes and gets larger here because they do have growth, which is pretty awesome. So it looks like we've got a few skins here, and let's see what the sliders do. Let's be Simba color, and this one looks like it does body and then the legs. It would be really nice if they actually told me what I was doing here. But maybe we'll just, what is this, head? We'll have a big head. We'll have a big skull. This is shoulders. You know, let's just roid this guy out. Let's have a really, really large lion here. Some of these I really can't tell. There's ears. Whoa, hello, Dumbo. Oh man. Okay. There we go. We got a chonky boy. So let's go ahead and spawn. What sounds good? Southwest hard. Interesting. So it tells you the difficulty of the area. Well, I'm from the West Coast, so West easy sounds pretty appealing to me. All right, so let's go ahead and see how this game compares to some of the other survival games I've played. For some reference, for everybody who might not know me very well on this channel, I play a lot of The Isle, I've played a decent bit of Path of Titans, and I've checked out Artemisia as well. So that's kind of my frame of reference for survival games, so let's see how this one holds up. So I'm going to... Whoa! What in the world? Is that supposed to be first person? Whoa, that's the thing of nightmares. Look at that. I see into your soul. Oh man. Okay, let's maybe not do first person. Okay, let's look around. We've got kind of like a mountain zone area over there. It looks like over here is a little bit you know, kind of more arid, more barren. Let's oh, that might be a watering hole. Let's head on over there. So shift the sprint. That's kind of nice. And looks like on the right we have the basic stuff for survival games. Got a meter for, looks like, our oxygen for when we go in water. The second one there is our thirst meter. Then we've got our hunger meter, which is already pretty low. Maybe because I'm sprinting. Not sure about that one. And then there's the lightning bolt stamina, I assume, unless it's maybe energy. Maybe I have to sleep. Yeah, and then the very last one I'm going to assume is HP with the plus sign there. Okay, so look at that. We've got a pride rock. This does kind of give me like, you know, it gives me the vibes of Simba running across the Pride Lands. You can hear Circle of Life in the background right now. Let's go ahead and see. Actually, you know what I want to test is let's see if they have roars. Oh, there's one. Hey, a little squeak. Not bad. Oh gosh, let's stay away from that first person mode. Three's a little roar. I like it. A little bark. And a little 5. Okay, let me take some time. I'm gonna look through the options here and see what we have available. Okay, just a little quick showing you of this to see kind of how similar it is to some other games. Don't necessarily pay attention to what the control buttons are, but it's important to look down here at what is available in the game. So the animals here, they can lay down, they can crouch. They've got 5 different roars. You know, they can eat. There's a button for mating as well as grabbing, so maybe you can drag corpses to a safer area, which is pretty cool to see already. And then players is, you know, just tab with the list. As far as movement, pretty much everything you would expect. Run, jump. It has a trot, which is cool. Some of these survival games have trot, which basically just kind of halves your speed. In fact, let's see what that looks like. Because everything else is just, yeah, sprint and all that. So here's normal movement. Here's sprinting. A little bit of some frame skips, which is unfortunate. But and then here T is the trot, which is actually looks like real slow. So yeah, because that's back to sprint. So the trot, it kind of jumps my frames when I change between the trot and run, so that's unfortunate. But again, this is early access, and I'm sure they'll work on the technical side of stuff. What I'm really most interested in is their gameplay ideas and how well they can, you know, deliver on that promise. And so far, pretty decent. I like the model. Oh my god. Except when I keep accidentally doing that when I zoom in. It's like, are you sure you like the model? It's like, I'm really not sure, actually. But yeah, it's doing all right. Let's see if we can find a watering hole and experience a little bit more of this game. Okay, so check this out. This is the insert button. I just guessed because insert on the aisle gives you kind of a informational heads-up display. So this shows our health, our stamina, and all this, and we actually have points, which is interesting. I wonder if we just get more points as we as we get bigger and grow through out different sizes. It also looks like I'm already kind of, what, a teenager, if you will. If this was child, teenager, young adult, and full adult. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and, you know what, I just want to kind of like live. So let's give 2 points in water and 2 points in food. And I think that'll be good just to kind of keep us going for a while. Oh, I gotta hit insert again. There we go. Because, yeah, I need to keep my wits about me because there are about 19 other players, I think, on the server. I can hit tab here, and you can see what we got going on with the players. And so, yeah, I gotta be careful. Now, of course, there's only 4 animals, but there's other lions. There's probably some rhino players that want to, you know, go out and destroy the lions. And then, yeah, I can see the leopards and the lions kind of get into scuffles. Whether or not that's realistic in nature, like, sure, it might happen every now and then, and lions definitely hunt rhinos on occasion, but it's a video game, right? So the realistic thing is you got to kind of look at what the meta for this current build is going to be, and that's going to have, you know, probably the rhinos being tanky, the gazelles having fun running away and messing with people, and then the lions and the leopards fighting each other, basically, for dominance. So here we've got the first watering pool, which is cool. Oh, there's a corpse, too, which does not bode well. Speaking of leopards, let's see, can I spin around here? See if I can eat real quick. Or maybe let's grab. Can't do either. Let's slow down my movement just a bit. Let's actually crouch, what I just did there. The movement feels kind of tanky, like I'm a tank. Can I just bite? Rawr. That does make it bleed, but how do I eat? Oh, there we go. I hit E, but it didn't give me any notifications, so E just will start eating without any interruptions. I do not mind that. I would probably recommend a tutorial to kind of tell players who, you know, don't end up looking through the whole control scheme to figure it out. A quick tutorial in games are always pretty nice just to have, or be able to opt out of it if you don't want it. I am seeing some water bugs there. I'm out of the water and I'm seeing splashes. But again, early alpha, or sorry, early access, so kind of expected. What do I hear? Oh, there's a rhino. Let's crouch. Crouch. I don't want him to see me. He totally sees me. Yep, he sees me. See what was I telling you guys? The rhinos are totally gonna be the tanks, just going around messing with people. Okay, you know what? Let's go into the water. We'll be safe in the water. I hope. Oh, he wants us. Get up. Get up, little Simba. Oh, all right. Fair enough. All right, you know what? Maybe it's time for us to be the little rhino. I wonder how long that player has been playing. The growth times would be very interesting to know. Oh, look at this little guy. Doesn't have his horn yet. How adorable. All right, well, maybe let's do another chonky boy. Oh, man. Ugh. Gotta zoom in on that. That is disconcerting. Oh, boy. All right. Let's keep on making them huge. Oh, man, I love when games gives us crazy sliders like this. Oh, you can move the eyeball. That's also disconcerting. All right, I've got our chunky boy. And I'm going to be a black rhino. I like black rhinos. I think they're pretty cool. Go ahead and spawn in here. I wonder if the one who killed me... I mean, he had a little bit of a horn, but I wonder just, like, how fully grown he was. All right, so here we are with the rhino, and it looks like we're in a completely different area. Let's actually go ahead and kind of get to the top of that hill. I would love to look around and get a vista view. But while we're running, let's see what our cries are. All right, pretty cute. There's this, it looks like 2 for all of them is this cute little squeal. 3 is going to be the threaten. Whoa, and is that it? What just happened? I thought it was about to go to night, like, abruptly, but then it abruptly went back to day. Interesting. Oh, 4 is pretty cool. And no 5 call. Okay. All right, let's get to the top of this hill and see what we can see. I have been noticing the day and night flicker in and out again, so that's very distracting, and I hope they work on getting that out of the game. Come here, little buddy, you can do it. I also completely feel like a walking target. I'm just a big, easy target for any player who's gotten a lion fully grown. This gives us kind of a good idea of the map. I would love to see a little bit more trees. My initial take on the graphic could do better. But as far as like zooming in, oh, look, I actually have a first person with the rhino, and this time it's not horrific. Oh, besides giving me like car sickness. Yeah, that's dizzy. Whoa. All right, kind of cool that that exists. Not bad. Yeah, like I was gonna say, the graphics for the world seems kind of okay. I'll be real, but the graphics of the actual animal is pretty good. I like the model. I like how it walks. I like the little cries, which I know that they did just work on recently as far as getting the playables to have cries. But I do wish they had more animals at launch. I thought the hawk and the falcon and the vulture were available, and maybe they're not available in survival and they're only in sandbox, so I can go and check that out after this. But yeah, I would love to fly around the map and kind of see really what it's got to offer. Okay, and to answer the question of what happens when you reach the map border, do you fall off? Is there an endless ocean? Is there a big wall? And the answer for this one is invisible wall. So you just reach the border and it's just like, nah, you can't go anymore. Which is fine because we're meant to be landlocked. We're meant to be like in Africa. So I'm totally okay with not having like a full island that has ocean on the outside. That's totally okay with me. Okay, let's go down, and honestly, the only thing of interest I can see is off in the distance there, you've got a lot of mountains and stuff, so that'll be a good place. But over here, I think is kind of where I had died before. But let's go head over there, because I'm going to need water soon. I'll tell you one thing, this little rhino goes. Look at my stamina, or maybe that's still energy, I don't know. But he can pretty much sprint endlessly, which is pretty awesome. Definitely gets me across this wide open land full of nobody. And not much, I'll be real. Some savanna trees would be nice. But definitely gets me going around here. Also, I noticed this, which is kind of strange. I don't know if that's not loaded in yet, but definitely an odd graphical glitch going on as that day and night thing. There it goes. You just... That's also pretty distracting. Now, I will say, kind of wandering slowly here as a baby rhino does feel pretty atmospheric and pretty immersive. For me, that's a very big important aspect of these survival games. You know, you really want to be immersed and attached to the animal or dinosaur in a lot of the games I play. So yeah, it really, makes you have a better experience. So honestly, this first person, it looks pretty good when I'm slow walking. Like I said, it gets a little bit ridiculous, and I wish there was kind of less wobble. I get the idea of the wobble, because it's walking around, but if we could just pull it back a little bit, I think it would go a long way to people actually wanting to use the first person mode. But I love the idea because immersion goes a long way for me in these games, and if you're going to be growing a creature for a long period of time, you're going to want to feel attached to that. I know the Deinosuchus in The Isle takes 5 hours. Same with the Stegosaurus, takes about 4.5. And so those creatures, you spend a lot of time with them, and you really become attached to them after playing it, and it overall makes the game much better because you're fearful about dying, and you're very careful in the decisions you make, and so what you do in the game has a lot of weight behind it. So yeah, I will give this game pretty good immersion. I think that has to do with the fact of the model is pretty solid. Like right here, this is cool. I like that. But yeah, like I've just said previously, it could use a little bit of graphical work. And this thing is pretty immersion breaking too. When I sprint, like I'll hit shift now. A little bit after, camera kind of jumps forward at my my sprint speed. So I'm noticing that as well, being a pretty big concern of mine. Also, just realized I haven't hit insert on this guy yet. It looks like, again, I'm already a teenager, or juvenile, if you will. And for this guy, I think he already has a lot of stamina, so I really don't know. Let's go for attack. I want damage, although that rhino seemed to one-shot me anyway. Maybe we'll grab 2 armor just in case we get attacked by some lions or something that might help us survive. But yeah, I'm going to continue my journey, and let's see what those rocks over there look like. Ah, that little rhino just made a little poop sound. Hey, it adds to immersion, right? I also need to try to eat as this guy, and he's just an herbivore, so I'm wondering if I can just kind of walk up to these grasses and start munching away. Try to hit E here. Nope, doesn't seem to be what I can eat, so I'm gonna have to look for some different types of vegetation. Maybe these guys over here. Let's go ahead and try those. Alright. Please be the food I need. This looks pretty edible to me. Chow down, little dude. No? Come on, eat. Not sure. Oh, I just heard something. What was that? Oh, that sounded like a gazelle. Honestly, you know what it sounded like? It sounded like a dying giraffe. If you guys have seen South Park, you'll know what I mean. Kind of sounded like an you know? But yeah, he's like up and above. I don't want to give a call in case I'm wrong and it's some weird sound of stuff. No, that sounds like a gazelle. I want to get up there. Say hi to these guys. That's also a cliff. Oh man, I'm going into the Badlands here. That seems like a safe place though, if I can get up there. Maybe they've got some food up there that I can chow down on. Oh, here we go. This will get me up. Almost up. Okay, let's oh wow, they're like really up there. Maybe they got up there because they can jump. Oh, this actually check this out. They actually have animations for when they go up and down surfaces. That is not in every game right at the start. That's pretty cool. Honestly, that's a lot of work and modeling and animation. So well done on that. I mean, I'm sure I can get it to look really weird, but overall, yeah, like right there. But overall, that's good to have. Otherwise, sometimes you're clipping or your guy just like slides around. Again, adds to immersion. So well done on that. Ooh, what's over here? This is kind of a cool spot. Kind of devoid of all water and food. Oh, or not. Oh, or yes. For whatever reason, I thought all those bushes were a pot of water. But no, they are not. The gazelles are up there, which is kind of cool. Let's look at this. It's like crystal, almost. Like a salt wall. Very interesting. If I get caught down here, I'm gonna be screwed. For sure gonna be screwed. Yeah, check out this guy kind of roaming around up and down this stuff. His model looks pretty good, and it feels like I'm actually kind of like jumping around. Although he can't jump, he's a rhino, but looks pretty good. I'm a fan. Coming down in this canyon was a mistake. I should not have come down here. But one thing I do like about this canyon is the map is pretty cool when it's got features in it. That large span of nothingness was left a little bit more to be desired, let's say. But this part's pretty cool, and I can totally see like having a big chase where a bunch of like lions or leopards are chasing like a fully grown herd of rhinos down here. Like that's just gonna be cool. I am starting to get very hungry though, and maybe these grasses are different. Maybe I can graze. Oh, still can't eat, so I'm not sure. I have this issue a lot in animal or dinosaur survival games when playing a new herbivore. It's like, yeah, they can eat plants, but the world's usually full of plants, otherwise it looks barren, right? So they want the creatures to eat specific types of vegetation, and I'm never really sure what that looks like. Like in Path of Titans, it's a struggle because it's which type of bush do you have to find, and in Isle Vrima, you have to find the bush as well, but they're kind of more spread out, and you gotta like sniff for them. And I know they just added the diets, are coming soon, so that is soon to get a little bit more complicated, which is good. But for this one, I'm kind of just like wandering, and since it's not going to give me a press E to eat heads up display, I might just walk right over what I actually need to eat and have no idea. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time for players to really understand what they want to eat as each creature, and that that'll come with time. And but again, like I said in the beginning, a little tutorial towards the beginning would be pretty sweet, to just be like, hey, you're a rhino and you need to eat this plant and this plant, and show you little icons and pictures. Maybe this one. This one's a lot more green. And actually, what about this one? Eat, dude, you're gonna die. Okay, maybe this one? no, no luck. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep trying. At least there's water. Although water usually means players. So let's approach carefully here. What about this one? Ah, yes. Okay. I was like holding E and it didn't quite like that. I just tap it. He goes down for one bite. And I'm looking, let's look at the meter. Doesn't seem to be going up. Maybe this isn't the right plant, but it's right enough to let me try to do that. Here, maybe I was holding E and messing up. Let's try to eat this one again with just tapping E. Yeah, okay. I think I was messing up on all those plants before. Can I eat just like the random ones I was trying? I can. Or at least he lowers his head to eat. It doesn't look like he's actually eating anything. This place is pretty cool though. Very secluded. Easy to defend. Easy to get trapped in. Maybe some... This looks like wheat, to be honest. Can you eat this? I can! Huzzah! Okay. So the tall little wheat things are what these guys eat. Okay. Awesome. Well, this place could have been the end of me, but it actually looks like, as long as I don't bump into another aggressive rhino or a lion pack or anything, it's going to allow me to get my water and my hunger up, which is pretty sweet. And there's enough water and hunger that I think I might hang out here for a little bit. Let's go ahead and hit insert. You can see I'm still only a juvenile, and soon will be a young adult and then a full adult. So I might just kind of hang out here for a little bit, guys, and just kind of kill some time. Hang out as a rhino under some baobab trees. Although those don't quite look like baobab trees, but okay. Well, the water's just over there in the top right, you can see, but I think I'm just gonna kind of hide over here. But we can quickly take a look at the sitting animation. Let's park me right here, and I can kind of camouflage a little bit and pop a squat. Doesn't he look cute? I want to feed him a carrot. Okay, but yeah, guys, I'm just gonna kind of hang out for a little bit, and we'll see how long this growth system actually takes. Okay, guys, I've been sitting here for a while, not too long, about 10 minutes, and it started to become pretty much midnight, and I just wanted to show you guys how dark it is. Obviously, YouTube compresses the darkness a little bit, but this is how dark it is normally, and then if I snap my fingers, this is how I'm going to show you guys darkness from now on. So let me know how well it does. I'm going to have to edit some of the colors and whatnot, as far as YouTube goes. But yeah, darkness, the darkness is very, very prominent at night, so be aware that this is going to be a thing, and it's going to be very dark, which I like in survival games. I think it adds a little bit of horror to the genre, but overall, yeah. And actually, I came in here one more time real quick just to see if the rhinoceros has night vision. It doesn't, but I wonder if some of the other animals do have night vision. I don't remember from the lion. Okay, but back to waiting until day. All right, everybody, I've been sitting here for about another 15 more minutes since I last brought you guys in. But my food and hunger are getting a little bit low. How do I get up? I'm pushing H to get up, but he keeps going to sleep. There he goes. Gotta move my WSAD there. With a little toot there. Let's go off. It's been super quiet. I think I'm in like a really hidden part of the map, which is pretty cool just to be able to grow here. I'll show you guys real quick. My growth still pretty much the same. I bet these have been changing, which you guys might have been able to keep track of a little bit better than I can in real time. Yeah, it's real quiet over here. So let's go ahead and just kind of top off and just wanted to bring you guys back in here to kind of show you that, yeah, this is going to be one of those games where the big creatures take a while to grow. And that's not really a big thing, or a big deal, I mean to say, if you don't mind just kind of taking your time and kind of, again, like I said, and I keep harping back to, if you like being immersed in your character. Now, I will go to say, as our little rhino here takes a good amount of time to drink, that games that don't have a good diet system, or in Path of Titans example, a quest system, or a reason for the player to go out and do the things that they need to do. Also, day is breaking. That's pretty nice. But yeah, if they don't have anything to go out and do while they're in the game doing the growth system, players will end up doing what I've been doing, which is just kind of finding a safe spot and sitting and hunkering down. And in the Isle, we usually joke, and it's called, the bush simulator, where you just go find a nice quiet bush and you sit until, you're fully grown. So I do think that will be a thing in this game. I mean, obviously, I'm already doing it. So I do have a little bit of a concern there. Uh-oh. You get out? Yeah, that scared me. That heads-up display looked like I was out of stamina, but I was totally fine. Yeah, I hope they can bring a little bit more to the game in that sense. Otherwise, we're gonna have to worry about players just kind of sitting and being quiet for 2 or 3 hours, or however long it takes to fully grow, before actually venturing out as fully grown, and then using that advantage of being fully grown to hunt and kill all the other players, like you saw that rhino do earlier. That's very likely to be the meta of this game going forward until they add a little bit more systems into the game. Okay, guys, but yeah, now that he is fed up and not thirsty or anything, I'm gonna go back to my spot and we're gonna hunker down for a little bit, because I really want to get to full adult before I go out and experience more of the game and probably get into some combat. Well, guys, I was sitting in there for another like 30 minutes or so. It's been quite a while. I came out here to get a drink of water, and I'm actually stuck drinking, which is unfortunate. Again, early access, but it's still a bummer to see a bug like this. That's pretty game breaking. Luckily, they do have an unstuck button, so I'm gonna go ahead and click this here, and we'll see what it does to me. It might teleport me somewhere random, though, which is why I brought you guys back in. So let's see, let's see what happens here. Oh, cool, it just moves me a few inches. Can I move? Am I unstuck? Oh, oh, there we go. I just had to hit E again. Yeah, okay, dangerous. You can get caught. Now, I did notice something in the escape menu here. We have a growth button, and it's actually counting up. You can see while I talk through this, it's gonna go up very slowly. We're almost at 1, which will allow me to grow, I believe, from juvenile here to young adult. And I don't think I'm gonna wait in this valley anymore all the way to get to full adult, because if it took an hour to go from this to this, I'm going to assume it's at least another hour from this to this, and I want to kind of finish this video and edit it for you guys. So we're gonna hang out for just a little bit more minutes, and then we'll go out and see the world. All right, guys, it is time. Let's get this little rhino to wake up here. So it has been, looking over at my clock, it has been exactly about an hour since I first sat down over there, but da-da-da, we have growth. So let's go ahead and push this button, and bam! Nice, decent size. This actually looks like probably the size that hunted me down when I was the lion earlier. So let's go ahead and finally get back out into the world. Now that we have a little bit of bulk to us, we don't have to be too worried about many things. And let's just go explore. All right, finally found my way out of that canyon. About time. I was wandering through there for quite a while, honestly, since I've last talked to you guys. But let's crest over this hill and for a new objective to kind of go hang out. I would love to find more players, and that's really my main priority right now. Okay, finally got up the hill from that Grand Canyon area, and it looks like we're presented with kind of a crossroads. I could either go over there to the open plains, I could kind of go over there to some more rocky mountains, or I could go over here to kind of a big mountain and a forest. And honestly, I think that is going to be my goal. So let's go check out what the forest has to offer. Okay, so we've entered the forest here, and the first thing I've noticed is that my frame rate seems to have plummeted now that there's foliage around. Let's go ahead and fix that first and foremost. Okay, so I had the graphics up at epic, and now this is what the game looks like in high. Not much of a difference, but frame rate rise, yeah, I can definitely tell the difference. Also, it looks like we've got kind of a little Pride Rock right there. It looks almost identical, which is kind of cool. But yeah, let's actually walk up here slowly. I'm gonna take a look around. This is a new watering hole, and doesn't seem to have many players hanging out. I'm sure somewhere on the server is a herd of gazelles, maybe a few rhinos. I would love to find them. But until then, I'm going to risk drinking again and hope I don't get caught. We'll find out. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like I am stuck once again. So let's go ahead and wait that minute. And unstuck. Oh, put this in the water still. Is that going to be an issue? Yes, that is going to be an issue. Okay. Well, I'm gonna call ripperonians on this guy, even though I just spent an hour growing him. Looks like survival's still a little bit too buggy to be playable, as far as having this drinking bug, be pretty frustrating. See, I can hit E there to get him to, like, move for a second, and it's basically me trying to say, hey, stop drinking, but then he just walks forward to be like, oh, I should drink here, and so he literally just, like, is stuck drinking, which is a frustrating thing to have happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and quit out to survival, and we'll take a quick look at some other things it has to offer. Okay, so check it out. This is what we have available in sandbox mode. So we've got the lion and leopard from before, but we also have a vulture. I don't know why they're so small. Let me pull you to the middle of the screen. Something they gotta work on too. So we've got a vulture, we got a martial eagle. Jeez. Hard to make this. There we go. Got a martial eagle. What else is there? And we've got a zebra, which is a lot bigger. We got the hippo, which is going to be my favorite animal of this group. I can't wait to play this guy. We've got the gazelle, and it looks like in survival, or sorry, in sandbox, you can play all of the different forms that are available in survival. So they probably just don't have the growth system set up for everything yet. But this is what the gazelle looks like. We've got an elephant, which is huge. Got the buffalo. And then we've got the rhino, who I was this one, the subadult. And here's the full adult, which didn't really change, actually. Just the horn grows a little bit larger. Interesting. Okay, but what I want to check out real quick is flying. And so actually, we're going to be a vulture. I'm actually a big fan of vultures in real life. The California condor is one of my favorite animals. Let's go ahead and see what flying at this game feels like real quick before I end off with some pros and cons. Oh, hello. I was in the, what's up? I was in the settings trying to look to see how I fly, and this little guy walked up. Probably gonna attack me. Let's see if I can take off here. Oh, so spacebar just, whoa. Hey! Yo, flying actually feels pretty good. Wait, what? Flying feels amazing, actually. This is sick. I wonder how it works with my stamina, if it actually is gonna go down. I'm just pushing, it's just space to start flying, and then W to flap forward. He's going any direction I want. Hey, this is pretty tight. I'm also a huge fan of birds and flying in video games, so you put the two together in animal survival genre, and yeah, I'm in. I will definitely be playing a lot of the birds in the future of this game for sure. This actually feels really good. Wow, I'm impressed. I am genuinely impressed. This feels, I would say, as good as the Isle Pteranodon as far as weightiness. Whoa, what was that? Did he just try to, like, spawn on me? What happened? I'm gonna land. Oh, landing could use some work. What was that? It just, like, hit me. How did... What? How did a baby lion hit me like that? In the middle of the air? What just happened? Alright. Interesting. Okay, guys, well, that's just a very quick look at the sandbox mode. I'm sure, you know, you can check out all the different animals and creatures that they've got going on. But let's go ahead and jump into the final segment of this video, the pros and cons, and I want to give you my overall first impressions and my recommendation on whether or not you guys should buy this right now. Alright guys, so time for some pros and cons, and I'm just going to do this candidly here with no script, although I do have some bullet points that I'm going to be referencing. So first off, for pros, the animal models look good. And I mean, they look fairly decent. The sitting and the standing and the sleeping all respond as you thought they would. And going over rocks, like I mentioned in the live playthrough, looked pretty decent with as far as animating the creature to go up and down over the rocks. So that's a pro to me. Another pro is the world is large and expansive, which makes it very good for exploring. Currently, however, it has a con to that, which may happen if you don't have a lot of players, that you'll have an empty world, but I think that is more a result of the player size and popularity of the game, not necessarily a con of the world itself. The expansive world was fun to explore, and I like that there's different areas, even though the areas in between could probably do with a little bit of sprucing up, but the actual like forest area and rocky canyon were pretty cool to explore. Another pro is that the growth system is already included, and while pretty basic and doesn't have a gradual growth where you don't have to click grow between stages, at least it does have the stages already in survival, so that's pretty good, because not having that makes it pretty boring pretty quick. Now the sounds from the animals are also pretty good. There weren't necessarily 5 calls for every animal that I tried, but 4 calls at minimum, and some of them sounded pretty good, so I was a big fan of the sound as far as the animal goes. And last pro is that the flying was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. Moving around and flapping as a bird felt pretty impactful, and you kind of had some decent weight to you. Although, to be honest, it did lack a little bit of depth for landing smoothly. But cruising the map and flying around at high altitude was probably the best way to experience this game currently. Alright, now let's dive into the cons. The cons for me start off with the graphics pretty much immediately. I would say that the graphics are about average. They're not necessarily horrible, but they're between a 4 and 6 somewhere out of 10. Now another con is that survival only currently has 4 options. The problem with only having 4 options is that the ecosystem is going to very quickly start feeling dry, and you're going to see the same animals very often, and a meta will arise of pretty much just one animal kind of ruling them all. So as far as survival goes, I would like to see a little bit more options, although it is cool that we already have a pretty good host of 8, 10 or so in Sandbox, so that's good to see over there. Now, the game is very buggy currently. As you saw in the live gameplay, I bumped into a lot of bugs, and at the very end, I was flying around and I actually managed to get up and around the map. So it's definitely got some game-breaking bugs at times, which has to be noted as a con. A small con here, but there's no quick tutorial to tell you what exactly you're supposed to eat, so as an herbivore, you're really not really sure which bush you can eat and which one you can't, which one's going to give you actual sustenance, and the other ones are just going to give you the animation of you moving your head down to eat. That was a little bit concerning and confusing, so that's a con as well. And last con, and this one's kind of a big one to be honest, it doesn't have a diet system or a reason to go explore the world. Now, this is going to result in people playing the Bush Simulator game, which, you know, is just something that's going to happen with players, and it would be a lot cooler if they actually had a reason for you to explore the world and, you know, have a gameplay loop. And currently, it doesn't really have a gameplay loop other than kind of just waiting for your creature to grow larger, and, yeah. So now, everybody, if you were to ask me what my opinion on Animalia is and whether or not you should buy it or wait, currently, I'm going to not recommend this game. I would actually recommend you to keep an eye on it. It's got some mad potential, and I really like where the game is going. And as far as I can tell on the Discord, the developers are very active in asking questions and responding to players, and that's always great to see. So I have a lot of hope for this game, but currently I would only recommend this game if you have a very deep love for animal survival games and you want to help support this game and see it go to the future and do better as we go on. But currently, it doesn't really have too much of a gameplay loop to really satisfy, I think, a core audience of just average players, and you might be better off just kind of saving your money for now and keeping a look from afar, because I do have a good feeling about this game in the future, but currently right now, I would say it's a little bit average. Okay, everybody, that's my review and first impressions, more importantly, of Animalia. I definitely plan to play a little bit more of this game and keep checking in from now and then to see when eventually I do want to recommend it to the grand, wider audience of you guys out there. If you want to see more updates on this video, you know what to do, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to join the Sauropod squad with us here as we check out a lot of dinosaur games, but also these animal survival games and the general survival, creature survival genre, if you will, as a whole. Yeah, guys, want to thank you one last time for checking out the video. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I've been Jay, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, no matter what it is, either morning, afternoon, evening, or night. But until next time, take it easy. Peace.